what up y'all, Mr. Cruz here, the latest teacher you never had, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over my 3 favorite plugins. So these are the 3 favorite plugins that I use on almost every single one of my tracks. So if you hear a beat from me that I post on YouTube or on Instagram or on Twitter, there's a 99% chance that all 3 of these plugins make an appearance on my Reason file or on my session. Now, since I am in Reason, full disclosure, in Reason, they're not called plugins, they're called racks. So for the sake of this, if I say rack or plugin, they're interchangeable. They mean the same thing. So in this, I'm probably just going to be saying the word plugin because it's the most familiar for everybody. But just know that in Reason, I know my Reason gang people is going to jump down my throat. But in Reason, they're called racks. But I'm just going to be using the word plugin. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So first up, I've got Redrum. Redrum is, all right, so here's my story. I started in Reason. Then I went to GarageBand. And then I went to Pro Tools. And then I went to Reason again, and then I went to Logic, and then I went back to Reason. The big reason, you see what I did there? The big reason why I went back to Reason in the end, and why I probably kept going back time and time again, was because of this one plugin right here, Redrum. So Redrum is a drum sequencer, and I've probably made like 3 or 4 videos on this plugin alone, whether it was just like a tutorial or just like highlighting some features. To me, this thing beats any other drum sequencer that I've ever seen. I've tried Ultra Beat. To me, Ultra Beat was way too confusing. Just gave me way too many options, way too much stuff for me to do. So I like the simplicity of Redrum altogether. And it has a nice little built-in sequencer that allows you to sequence up to 64 bars. So, I mean, that's huge in and of itself. So one of the things that I really love about this, even though it doesn't have a whole lot of parameters, that's what I really like, is that it's very simple and it's bare bones. Because it doesn't have a whole lot of, like, look, if we're looking here, it really only has like a pitch, and then your typical level pan stuff on all of your, all these little channels. Like some of them have tone knobs down here, and then some of them have like the sample start time. I rarely ever venture down here. I'm usually either manipulating the pitch or I'm manipulating the gate knob that we have right here, because that just kind of depends if I'm using like a closed hi-hat or open hi-hat, which one of those gates do I want to have on that instrument. Because it's so bare bones, it really forces me to pick better sounding drums, better sounding samples. So this has helped me instrumentally. Yo, I'm 2 for 2 right now. I'm 2 for 2. I'm just saying. So really love this. Super great plugin, super helpful. Definitely missed it. It was the thing that I missed the most whenever I was in Logic or in Pro Tools. And I also love, like, let me go ahead and play some here. Like, I love the flexibility of just being able to, let's say I don't like that kick sound that I have there, so go to decap, find some different drums, look through my kicks, and now I can drop that kick in there. But then I can also just kind of, so I do like the flexibility of being able just to click and drag something in there as it's happening in real time. Sure, other DAWs can do that as well, but it also has this right here, which I think every single sampler and anything that uses a sample in Reason that has the ability to use a sample has this little feature right here where you can actually record your own sample in real time and then drop it in there and edit and manipulate it and then kind of turn it into something. So if I didn't have my mic hooked up to OBS right now, I could like beatbox or do a little something and then be able to drop it into this drum channel and then, work with that sample, chop it up right then and there. So that's pretty dope. Number 2 is my other sampler. So I guess it's kind of cheating that, like, I'm talking about instrument plugins, but they're both samplers, or in this case, the first 2. One was a drum sequencer, and this one's a sampler. So the NNXT Advanced Sampler. So, man, out of every single sampler that I've tried in Pro Tools and Logic, and I'm not trying to bash Logic at all, because Logic was dope and Logic was great, and Logic has a lot of features that Reason still doesn't have. At least the Logic that I have on my Mac. but this sampler was hands down the best. This to me beat out the EX24, the ES24. And the reason being is like, to me, this has like where you can drop in all your different samples in here, and I kind of don't have it set up here right now, but I mainly use it for 808s. So when I'm sampling, when I'm using a sample from, let's say like when 808s attack, or was it 808 juice or something like that, I forget which one it's called. But let's say I got something from when 808s attack, and I drop it in here, so I can right click it and set root note to pitch detection, and it'll automatically set it to the correct key, to the key that the sample is already in. But also when I'm sampling like a soul sample, or like some a Billy Joel song or something like that, and when I chop up the samples, when I drag it in here, it also gives you another option. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Auto map zones chromatically. So this means that if I drop 5 different samples in here, it'll automatically set those 5 samples to whatever 5 notes it decides to pick. And then all these parameters down here, so these are the global parameters, so this will affect every single sample that you have in here. But within here, if I have 5 or 6 samples, if let's say for this first one, see if I can duplicate it. I mean, I know that I can, but duplicate. So let's say for this first one, I wanted it to have a really slow attack. This one, I didn't want it to have an attack at all. So there you can kind of manipulate both. So these individual ones kind of affect each individual sample, but globally, these will affect all of them in here. So, but anyways, I really like this. To me, it's really easy, real simple to drag and drop something, and then it also has those real fine detailed parameters in there for me to be able to edit if I wanted to. You don't always want to, but if I want to, or when I want to, it's nice to know that that's there. Last one is actually one that I purchased, and this one is Expand 2. So kind of funny story with this. I got this on Plugin Boutique, and I got it for dirt cheap. I got this one, Hybrid, and Vacuum. To me, Vacuum and Hybrid sucked, but this one was pretty dope. So I used it for a little bit, but then I kind of, put it on the back burner because it kind of got a little confusing. I was really intimidated by seeing like these 4 slots and, all these knobs. I didn't know really what to do, and I didn't have enough experience to be able to know kind of how to navigate a plugin. But a friend of mine had hit me up and like sent me a screenshot of Expand, and he was like, "Hey man, I see that this is on sale for $20. Like, let me know, have you ever heard of it, or have you used it before?" And I had realized that I had that, and I actually bought it for like $5. And like the $5 bundle, that's what came with Hybrid and Vacuum. So I was sitting on this for like 2 or 3 years, and I had never used it. Like I never used it in an actual song or in an actual beat that I had made. So it's just kind of weird how I got it for dirt cheap, and now I see it and it's like, oh, it's on sale for $50. I guess there's like, I don't know, to me it appealed to me because like, wow, so this is, it's kind of expensive. $50. I mean, to me, $50 is expensive. It's kind of expensive, but so I started checking it out, and like honestly, this thing is really dope. So you have these 4 different synthesizer slots, I guess, if you want to call them. I don't really know what you would call them, but it has these 4 different layers that you can manipulate, and you can add different presets into. And what's cool is that not only can you add presets into this, but you have presets overall that you can also use. So the overall presets, you'll see that they have these little plus buttons next to them, and if it has a plus button next to them, that means that preset utilizes more than just that first layer. It might utilize another layer. So let me see if I can get to one that has 2 layers. Let me just click in here. So bam, so see, this one has the plus sign on the next to it, and so it has two different layers that it's utilizing. So that's really, really cool. And honestly, the thing that I love about this one the most is the bell sounds that it has, because I mean, we all know like bells, flutes, guitar sounds, guitar loops, like all those things are super popular now. This one has a ton of bells, and for the most part, they're all really, really good sounds. And it has a ton of like really good guitar sounds as well that I've also used. Let me play this one. Ooh, just chill. So I really like that one because it does have a lot of really good, useful sounds that I've like never thought to like look into and try them out. But once I did, once my friend put me onto it, I was like, yo, I started using this thing all the time. But anyways, there you go. Those are my 3 favorite plugins that I have been using lately. 2 of them are exclusive to Reason, or 2 of them are kind of stock in Reason, and this one I purchased for pretty cheap. And if I'm not mistaken, I keep an eye on Plugin Boutique pretty frequently. So if you're looking to nab this, I think it regularly goes for under 20 bucks. You know, probably like within a month, because they do crazy sales all the time, and you can also grab stuff for free on there as well. So sponsorship maybe. What's good plugin, call me. But anyways, that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully it's useful to you guys. Let me know in the comments below, what are your 3 go-to plugins whenever you're creating something. So not effects, but plugins for when you create. Also, I want to let you guys know that I've got a MIDI pack, a MIDI loop pack that's available on my website. The link is in the description below. Check it out. It's at a discounted sale price right now for only $7, and it comes with 30 loops, and those 30 loops also have over 30 loops. And those 30 loops also have the MIDI files to accompany them. So if you like the melody, but you don't like the sound that's in the loop, you can go ahead and still use the MIDI file that'll have the notes that you can use and manipulate and edit however it is that you want to. And again, the description is in my, the link is in my description below, and that discount price is already set. So there's no coupon code. It's just I automatically wanted to start off by hooking you guys up because I recognize that a lot of you guys are coming here trying to find help and trying to give you guys a little jump start into your creation by, you know, getting some good quality samples and MIDI loops that you guys can use to start your stuff out with. Outside of that is your boy, Mr. Cruz, out.